Hey folks, you may have noticed that I haven't posted many videos recently. This is simply because the weather has been far too cold, temperatures have been around about -40, -50 degrees Celsius, and it's just been far too chilly to be outside doing anything. And then of course, in addition to that, sometimes this filming equipment can't cope with those kind of conditions, and you just wouldn't get those quality videos that I like to share. Things have actually warmed up a little bit now. Earlier today, the ambient temperature was reading around about -10. It's a little bit breezy, so it's probably a little close to -15, -20. But compared to how it has been, it really doesn't feel too bad at all. Now, of course, with those warmer temperatures comes the snow. We've had a little bit of snow today. There's still some light snow falling at the moment. But of course, I need to get out and do my run. And I thought that whilst I'm out here, I may as well get back into the swing of making these videos so that I've got some good quality stuff to share with you in the new year. So I've got around about 10 or 11k to do. So let's get going and enjoy this lovely wintry weather. Well, it's actually been snowing for a couple of hours now, but it's only light snow. So at the moment, it's not too deep out on these trails. They are forecasting snow overnight, potentially 5 to 10 centimetres. So I'm pretty sure if I was out here tomorrow, things would be much more of a slog. As I was saying a little earlier, I'm a little bit rusty with the video making at the moment. When you don't make videos for a few weeks, that creativity disappears, and sometimes it's hard to get the ideas flowing again. So yesterday really is just try and feed the imagination and get those creative juices flowing again. Running around this lake in the winter months can actually get quite tough. It's very exposed at this end. There's no shelter. The wind comes whipping across the lake, and it's just like some barren land with no life. And sometimes the snowdrifts out here make it really hard going, and you really do struggle to run. Of course, here in Alberta, we are used to these kind of winters, and this snow here is probably going to stick around until probably March or April, and sometimes even May. But when I lived back in the United Kingdom, the slightest dusting of snow and we'd be outside with our sledges or cardboard boxes or even plastic bags, trying to find the steepest hill we could to just go bombing down on those sledges and just having loads and loads of fun. And of course, if you're wondering what kind of shoes I'm wearing today, I do have my good old trustworthy Salomon Spike Cross on. Perfect conditions to be running in them. My feet are warm, feet are dry, and I've got a fairly decent grip because some of this is starting to get a little icy. I came out running here last weekend, and it's a little colder than this. And one of the things I was doing was following some footprints, and I was making up this story in my head about who'd actually been along here. Now, these ones are deer footprints, and you don't see deer out here very often, although I have seen them. In the 5 years that we've been living here, I've probably seen about 3 or 4 deer around this lake. But they're definitely out today, and they're probably in those fields over there amongst those trees, probably trying to get a little bit of shelter from this wind. Okay, so this bridge signifies the top end of the lake, and I'm halfway on my run. It's starting to get a little bit dark now, and the snow has started coming down a little more heavily, but having a nice time. It's very peaceful out here. I haven't seen a single soul yet since I set off from the parking lot, and apart from a few magpies, a couple of squirrels and some great tits back in the woodland at the start, there's absolutely no other sign of life out here really. But there is actually a deer here in the woods, and after what I've just been saying, I don't know if you can see him. He's just kind of here somewhere in the trees. After I've just been saying, oh, he's looking at us. Hey buddy. As suspected, he's staying nice and warm. He's very well camouflaged. I doubt whether you'll actually see him unless he suddenly moves. He knows I'm watching him. I don't want to stress him out because they have enough to deal with in these kind of winters, these animals do. But I don't think I can zoom in and show you him any closer. But actually it's a female, I say he looks like a female, and she's certainly one pretty lady. She's very aware that I'm here, so I'm going to leave her alone and crack on. Oh, what are the chances of that? I was only saying 5 or 10 minutes ago when we saw those deer prints over the other side of the lake that I've only seen a few deer out here in the time we've been living here. And then lo and behold, there's one sheltering in the trees back there. I'm not sure if you could see it very clearly, but she certainly was a beauty. I guess it's dusk now, so the wildlife will be coming out. Let's see if we spot anything else. Again, I'm not sure. There you go. I don't know if you can see the deer there, standing stock still. Again, it knows I've spotted it. It's a little grainy. It's another female, and she's watching us. There she is, look, a pretty lady. She's probably going to scarp her as soon as I get around the side here. You really can't see her there, she's so well hidden, and she knows to hide behind that tree. There you go, she's off. She's going. She's going. Bye bye, sweetheart. You know, some people ask me if I'm afraid to come out running on my own in the dark like this, particularly out here in the countryside where there's no people around or anything. And the thing is, I'm not scared of the wildlife. I can handle coyotes and deer or moose or anything. I'm always very alert. Bears out in the mountains and cougars, I'm not so sure. But certainly around here in my local city, I don't have any fear about the wildlife at all. Now this section of trail, I know that there's a porcupine den, or whatever they call them, in these trees. And I've seen that little fella a couple of times. I ran along here with the dogs one night, and it It was a close call with him. The dogs sniffed him out, and luckily I managed to pull them back just in time. And sometimes the coyotes are right here, but I guess they're having a warm day at home today instead of being out hunting in these conditions. Well, I think it's safe to say that it's started to go dark properly now, and if I carry on filming you really aren't going to see anything. So I think I'm going to sign out and just say thank you for joining me. As I say, I will be back in the new year. Hopefully those creative juices will be flowing again and I can start treating you to some quality videos. I've got some great reviews coming up in preparation for my 200-mile race next year, so please do stick with me. If you haven't already subscribed, please do consider doing so, and in the meantime, Happy New Year to you all, and I'll see you all again very soon.